Okay, we are now joined by the Green Wave of Tulane University, Coach Willie Fritz. His three student athletes he brought with him to the interview room are Dorian Williams, um Tajay Spears, and Alex Bauman. Bauman.
Yeah.
Coach, we're going to come to you first and say congratulations. Tell us about the victory.
Well, I'm still trying to soak it all in right now. It was just an outstanding job. There's a couple calls I wish I would have had back. I did the onside kick early. Obviously, it didn't work. And then, it's kind of 50-50 on kicking it deep or onside kicking on that one. We kicked it deep. We got fortunate outcome. Ball in the one, got the big safety. And then, we do a little drill called fastball during the season on Wednesdays where we just kind of go as fast as we possibly can and have music on, have a lot of chaos and everything. And the guys, really executed each play, the way they needed to execute it. So, big touchdown there at the end. Alex had the catch. I just wish there wouldn't have been any time left on the clock. That's the only thing Alex screwed up on. But, it's great. And again, I've said it, 20 times this week. Cotton Bowl people are just fantastic. What a game. It's just, they treated us like kings all week. And so thank you all for, what you do. And we're just all proud to represent Tulane University.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Let's go to questions for our three student athletes for the next couple of minutes, and then we will bring Coach Fritz back in. First question, we're going to be on the left side. Front row, coach's left.
Hello, Mark Heplinger, Tulane Hullabaloo. Alex, this was the 8th catch you had all year, but it was probably the most important catch in the history of Tulane football. Can you just kind of take us through that moment and just kind of your emotions after the call was ruled a touchdown?
So we had a Mayday street called, and I knew I had to run a 3-seam, and the mic was playing a little inside, so I had to attack him and cross his face, and Pratt put a perfect ball where I can make a play on it, and I kept my hand under the ball and scored. I knew right away that I scored. I know the replay doesn't really did show it, but not everyone was convinced. But it all goes back to my teammates, my coaches just having trust in me to make a play, and that's what happened.
Jude Papillon, Tulane Hullabaloo. Tajay, this is your 8th game in a row with over 200 rushing yards. Can you talk about that, and I guess also what drives you as well?
I can't do it all by myself, man. I got an amazing O-line. Come to work every day. They hardest working group on the team. So them pushing me every day. We compete with each other. Me and Pratt versus Joy Claybook and Sincere Hainsworth every day. We saying who's gonna work harder. But my drive is, man, it ain't, it's known now, man. I'm from a place where I'm trying to get out of, and I don't want to go back to it. So that's what drives me every day. And I got these guys around me, great guys, and also a great man over there that's pushing me and make sure I stay on track with it. So it's just a blessing to be here.
Next question on the extreme left, coach's left.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. For each of you student athletes, 2-10 last season, 12-2 this season, champions of the Cotton Bowl, champions of the American. Just what this turnaround's meant and that belief in each other.
I know we all believe, 2-10, that wasn't our best foot forward. We all knew we was a better team than what we showed. And then Coach Kirk came in, he installed a different mindset in the team. This is a real-life family, and I commit to that. I know all these guys, look at him like he's our dad, man, and these guys are my brothers, man. I think that's the biggest change that we had.
Even with last year, 2-10, most of the games come within 5 points. So we knew we had to finish on our end. So that's to go back off of what he said, we went into the offseason, okay, now it's time to play together. Now it's time to hold each other accountable. I think that's the biggest thing going into from last season to this season. Everybody was getting held accountable. Also, we held Coach Fritz accountable on some occasions too, but that's just that's just respect level that we got for each other, man. Without him, we wouldn't have did it. Him getting his great coaching staff and everything else, man, so we wouldn't have did it without him.
I think my experience is a little different from theirs because I wasn't on the team last year, but since I got here in the summer, the competitiveness and the intensity that Coach Hester brought and all the coaches brought and every single player on the team brought, it just showed that we were destined to do something and win a lot of games this year, as opposed to what happened last year.
Okay, we will bring Coach Fritz back into the conversation. Next question, toward the middle, on the aisle.
Kenneth Berry, Touchdowns Intelligence Media. Coach Fritz, the way USC's kind of was really explosive in the passing game, what did you tell the defense as, you know, they were kind of dealing with those big plays, that 74-yard catch?
Well, there's a reason why he won the Heisman Trophy. He's a pretty good player. You know, he's hard to get down. We had, I don't know how many sacks we almost had with him. Have a good, you know, group of receivers, and you know, we're trying to keep him in the pocket as best we can. And you know, it's always tough when you haven't played for a month and you get out there and play. And some guys probably tackle better than other guys in the ball game, and some guys had a little bit tougher time tackling in the ball game. But it was, you know, they're a great team. You know, they're 10th ranked team in the country, and you know, we've got some outstanding players over there, and a really, really explosive offense. And you know, we had, I don't know, go back and look at it. You know, one time I think they had 35 plays they ran, and we had 6 that we ran. That's pretty tough. We were bending a whole lot, and we were breaking down there towards the end zone. But we needed to get some stops, and get the safety, and got a turnover and a missed field goal. Those were the ones that led to the victory. So, yeah, just you know, very, very explosive offense by USC.
Next question here on the front row, on the right side.
Rod Walker with the Times-Picayune. Coach, what does this win just mean for the program, and what sort of message do you think it kind of sent to the rest of the country today?
Well, I think it's a huge win, you know, for the program, huge win for the university, huge win for the city. You know, we represent New Orleans, we represent Tulane University, represent our football program, and I think we've seen this year that you know what a great football season and competing at a high level can do for an institution, and so I'm just very proud to be a part of it.
Okay, left side in the middle.
Emily Van Buskirk, SB Nation, Underdog Dynasty. Alex, I was able to talk to Coach Nagel a little bit about how special this tight end room really is last week. Can you speak a little bit about, you know, what it is like to play in that tight end room and what you've been learning from Will Wallace, Tyreek James, those guys?
Yeah, Will and Tyreek are great role models, and Coach Nagel and Coach Spots, they're all great. They're great coaches. But what I've learned and what Tyreek and Will have taught me has really helped me, and I look up to them going forward. And I'm glad that we could send them off with a win in a game like this. It just really means the most to me because I look up to them every single day, and I want to be like them.
Here on the right.
Hi, Coach. Callum Squires, the touchdown from the United Kingdom. How does a win like this help propel Tulane to future successes, especially looking towards the expanded college football playoff coming in the next couple of years?
Well, I think it's big. It's, you know, you can, get in the national playoff picture. You can win a national championship from a group of 5 league. I don't like that language, but a lot of people use it. So yeah, I think it's big for our conference. I know our commissioners back there, we feel like we've got really a top-notch conference, and from top to bottom. And I think the new additions to our conference are going to help us even be a stronger conference.
Okay, front row, left side.
Joseph Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. Dorian, on that same note, I mean, you guys just beat USC, you beat Kansas State. How much validation do you think do you think your team is validation for an expanded playoff?
Yes, sir. You know, we feel like we can compete against anybody, and you know, we got the utmost confidence in the guys in that locker room, man. And you know, we got so much love for each other. It just shows on the field. It shows in our play.
Okay, here on the right.
Gary Smith, the Times-Picayune. 2 unrelated questions, but to expedite this. First, Dorian, how tough was it for the defense to keep its composure the way USC was moving the ball? And what were you saying to guys to get you in position to make a couple of plays that you needed to make to turn the game?
It was tough in the first half, you know. Seeing it on film and then playing against us is 2 different things, you know. And, you know, I felt like our play, it wasn't the best in the first half. And in the second half, I told the guys, I said, man, let's go out and just play football. I felt like our guys, we was all playing just too stiff, man, too tight, just trying not to make no mistakes. And I said, man, just to go out there and make plays, man. That's something we all knew we could do.
And Alex, the play before the touchdown, you dropped a pass that if you'd have caught it, the game might have ended if you hadn't gotten into the end zone. That's hard to know at the time, but did you think about that at all, or what happened on that play?
I think it was
Tell
a
me
blessing
yes,
in
Alex.
disguise.
Darn right you did.
Obviously, I'm trying to catch all the ball, every ball that's thrown to me, but it happened that way, and like I said, it was a blessing in disguise.
For sure.
Okay, far left.
Coach Phil Woodall, KPR in Amarillo, Texas. You've coached at all levels, junior college, D2, FCS, and so forth. What does it say about trying to attract the type of athletes you want in a group of 5 conference team and the type of men that you are able to get play for Tulane? And then I have a follow-up after that.
Well, I think we've figured out how to recruit Tulane. It might have taken me a little while, but we got unbelievable representatives of our university. I've had very few issues and problems. I don't know how many people from the Cotton Bowl have told me this is, the best group they've been around in all the years they've been working in the Cotton Bowl. I know they were trying to whisper that in my ear because they didn't want to say it too loud, I guess. But I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that. I think we've got guys that, and then they're also, I think we've done a great job developing guys in the program as well. I got Dorian sitting right here. He's 190-something pounds. He's out of South Carolina. My son, who works in recruiting office, just kept pushing him and pushing him and pushing him. And we were fortunate enough to get him here, and he's going to be playing in the NFL next year. And same thing with Tajay, and the same thing with Alex. These are guys we, just thought, hey, these guys are going to develop into great football players, and they came in here and put the work in, obviously. But it can definitely be done. If you do a good job of getting the right guys who fit your program. That's what's important to me. And I love the fact that we've got true student athletes at Tulane. These guys up here are all great students. They're not just football players, and that's important to us.
And the other thing is, does this make up for the 1932 Rose Bowl
Yes,
loss
it
to
does.
USC?
I told these guys, that this was revenge for the 32 game. I did tell those guys that a few weeks ago. They didn't know what the heck I was talking about, but I did tell them that.
Okay, again, by the curtain on the right, on the left side.
Coach, from that first moment that you walked into Tulane to where you are right now, just bring me into everything that you've had to do in that first feeling, stepping into the building, and now being Cotton Bowl champions.
Well, it's there's so many things. I couldn't mention them all, but, getting the right staff together, I feel like we've done that. And, we just had a bunch of bad luck in a few different years. These guys can tell you there's one season, I think we lost 4 games in the last play of the game. That's tough, and would have had maybe 10 wins that season, or maybe even 11 that season. So we've learned how to finish, and I feel like we've got a complete team now with offense, defense, and kicking game. Some years one side of the ball might have been a little better than the other side of the ball. So all three phases can rely on each other. There's a lot of things. I talked about recruiting the right guys, and finding guys that fit what you're looking for. And I think we've done a great job of that.
Let's move to the right side here in the middle.
Jake Wilson with UT Arlington Radio. Coach, despite Caleb Williams putting up 5 touchdowns, which is a Cotton Bowl record, this team is still able to come away with a tremendous win. What qualities of this program do you feel like that best highlights?
Well, I think it shows you the character of the guys that are playing in the program, and then going out and executing the plays. I talk all the time about preparation, and that's how important it is during the course of the week, and then flipping the switch on game day and playing hard for 3.5 hours. We didn't, we're going to look back at this, and there's some times we didn't play real good, but we hung in there, and we're able to pull it out at the very end. I think that says a lot about coaching staff, support staff, and you know, obviously these young men. You can have great support staff, great coaches, and all that kind of stuff. But you don't have the Jimmys and the Joes or the Dorians or the Tajays and the Alexes. You're not going to win very many games.
Let's go on the left. Yeah,
Michael
by the curtain.
Michael Farrar with Berg Sports Network. My question is for the student athletes. What has the senior class meant to you guys? And to the man on your left, what has Coach meant to you guys throughout this amazing season?
Do you want all three to respond to that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll start with you, Dorian.
Oh, wow. The senior class, you know, it meant everything to me, man. We came in with those guys, and, you know, I've probably like the closest class I felt like. You know, we play around in the locker room. You know, we have a good time. We spend time outside of football with each other, and I feel like the biggest thing is, you know, having a brotherhood. And, you know, yesterday before the game, you know, we was in there, and Coach said just dap everybody up because it's going to be the last time, you know, everybody's going to be in the same room together. And it almost made me cry, man. You know, I was trying to hold back tears. Couldn't let the guys see that, man.
Yeah, like you said, it's just a complete brotherhood, man. It's like something I never forget about. But that man over there, oh man, it's crazy. He took a chance on me coming out of high school. He took a real big chance on me, and it could have went any way. So I forever appreciate him for that. Like, you know, man, it's crazy, man. I love you, Coach Fritz.
Love you, buddy.
Yeah, I just appreciate all the seniors. They're all role models to me, and every day they inspire me to do my best. And they lead. They're the best leaders I've ever been around. And Coach Fritz, I just want to say thank you to him for believing in me, putting me out there as a true freshman and going to make a play. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay, here on the right, middle.
Tori Couch, Reddit College Football. Tajay, with about 4:30 left in the fourth quarter, USC had taken that 2-touchdown lead, 15-point lead. Talk about what you guys are talking about, the offensive side of the ball, going out there knowing you need to score, you need to move quickly. Just what was the mood like for you guys?
The words we were saying were it was gonna be like whatever it took. So whatever it took, however it looked, we're gonna get it done. And we know we never lost faith. I'm steady telling the guys the whole time, and they was telling me we're gonna still win this game. We're gonna win this game. We're gonna win this game. And the mindset was going just whatever it took. Even the fourth down play, I was telling Pratt to my, you know, we got to get the first man. Whatever it take, whatever it takes. So we just carried that mindset on, and it worked out for us.
Okay, we'll move to the right on the front row.
Coach Fritz, I want to ask you about just the crowd today. What did you think about the atmosphere as far as the Tulane fans?
Well, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a little different, but these guys may have seen it as well. We were driving in to the stadium, and when we were loading the bus, there was all sorts of people out there, and then we were driving into the stadium, and they were on the streets and hollering and yelling, and they were into it. And you know, as I've said many times before, I think our stadium, Yulman Stadium, is just unbelievable, and we saw that, you know, this season. You know, that last game I thought was really special with everybody running on the field, and then I thought our crowd was extremely loud and into it the whole time today. So really, really excited that we've. I love seeing those signs up there about football school, up there in the stands too. Our fans are into it, and I think we're finding more of them.
Any other questions? I don't think
Thank
I see
y'all.
any hands. Okay, guys, congratulations. Thanks for being with us. It's been a great week. Again, breakouts will be across the hall for the other student athletes from Tulane University.